These are moringa trees that I've planted in my yard. I planted 15 total. They come across this back wall here, down this wall here, come around to here, and are staggered, and then there's some filled in here. And I'm hoping that the row along this back wall will grow to a height of just about the wall itself, which is 6 feet. Supposedly, if you just let them keep growing, they're tall and skinny and woody but brittle. So hopefully by the end of this summer, this whole area has 5 foot plus tall trees, or at least were topped at that height and have grown much taller. I've read that in some places they can grow 10 to 20 feet in a single year. I have a couple that don't look great. This one is one of them, and this one is actually a tree I had a lot of interest in because it has really big, especially large leaves as compared to some others. But this one here looks fine, but the one that I think looks the worst is this one. And I'm not sure if it's just radiant heat, but these leaves here are just crisped. It could be that the heat of these this wire is causing this. So I'm not really seeing it in any of my other plants. This area right here where this one is kind of a convection oven. Also, there was a chicken coop there when I bought this house. So there was a chance also I got lucky and didn't step in dog duty. One thing I've discovered about wood chips is it's like poo camouflage for her poo. That's Princess Jasmine. This is her yard. She's really upset with me when I started digging holes for the trees and started pooping in my walkways, which we have walkways because she wants to chase lizards through my gardens. But anyway, I'm going to try and film this every week to mark their growth. I think I'm definitely going to lose the second, I think the last tree. Oops, right there. I may lose that one. Alright. Do a little moringa update here. One of the things I love the most about the wood chips is it sounds like you're walking on a forest floor. And they're all doing really well since I gave them some extra wood chips. The ones along the wall here, better. All of these do pretty well. You can see that I really haven't buried them that deep, and they're looking pretty good. Pretty good. They're all doing well. This one is gonna die. For whatever reason, I think having 2 thermal masses on 2 sides was really harsh, and it, for whatever reason, had a slightly thinner amount of chips. So I really built up the chips, and at first I swaddled it in a bunch of wet burlap and covered it with burlap, until I saw it recovering, or it was completely defoliated except almost the top. But it actually, I think it's going to make it now. And you can see these look like crazy bird nest mounds. But Tucson is having the most days over 110 ever on record. And these trees love heat, but there is a limit to what a baby anything can handle. So they're getting good sun, but their feet are staying much cooler. So they're very quickly growing up above their little cages. This one, for whatever reason, had the least amount of wood chips around it down here. And it is really recovering well since I packed it in. This is just 2 days. And all that nice dark greens has sprouted out. This one was already lush, but as soon as I added the additional chips, it just like went crazy. It's really loving this. So pretty soon these are gonna throw some amazing shade. I anticipate that they'll be above the wall by fall. This is another update. My moringa trees. It's only been a couple days since I took the last video. And holy cow, look at this little tree. Crazy. They are growing like the weeds they were compared to. They are really growing. I mean, I'm just blown away. I knew that they were going to be fast growing trees. I wanted something that could get about 10 to 20 feet in a single year. I have this hideous view blocking business right here with their I just want to screen it all out, plus create a microclimate back here that I can plant some subtropicals in. I think it'll work well because in the winter I'll cut these back and put wire cages packed with straw around them. The other items will get a lot of radiant heat from these walls, and if I I'm kind of thinking about planting bananas in this corner, but these trees are just really doing well. Some of them are doing better than others. There is one is actually not going so hot, but it's still going. Like this one, what's going on here? I think they just got a little heat stressed. I don't know what happened here, but this literally is grown just this morning, I think. This is the one that is doing the forest, and so I've been giving it a little extra water. I'm hoping that'll make a difference. I'm gonna also probably pull the wood chips in and higher, just a little bit. But yeah, when we look down the line now, you can see little green guys hanging out in their cages. This is a moringa tree. I've been trying to take daily pictures of it because it's huge compared to when they started sprouting, which was I saw the first one on May 4th. On May 8th, most of them were up, but not all of them. But as you can see here, they are becoming sizable little trees already, casting a little bit of shade. I noticed when they were sprouting that they had a tendency to lean in the solo cups. And so when they got to about the size where I was transplanting them, I made sure to burn them into the soil good. But then I also put little hardware cloth cages around them, as you can see here. And then I already had mulch down in the yard, but it was a pretty thin layer. I was just trying to get coverage on as much as possible out here. So I came back and dumped several, like each mound is like a wheelbarrow's worth of mulch on top and around these little trees to help keep the soil temperature down and help with water retention. Initially, this one right here almost died. It just really was failing to thrive. So this is when I realized I needed more mulch back here. And right now I have one that's on the road to recovery back at the very end. and it'll probably make it, but if it doesn't, I'll transplant another one in. This one right here, it is making a recovery, but it has been the least happy of all of these trees. This morning I wanted to talk a little bit about moringa trees. This particular tree is almost shoulder height right now. They can grow, I understand, up to like 20 feet in a year. And I totally believe that because this went from a seed to a tree that's now pushing 5 feet tall. I'm 5'4", and this branch right here is already at almost to the top of my shoulder. So these trees along here aren't quite as tall, but they are getting there very quickly. I think that the soaker hoses that feed these beds, I think that they've gotten some roots down into that. That's all I can think of. But you know, there are some standouts here that aren't anywhere near a soaker hose, and I don't know if it's just the vigor of that tree, like for instance that one over there, or not. I don't really know. Probably if I had direct sowed them, they would do a little better, and if I did it again, I would direct sow. But they struggled a little bit until I added more mulch to this whole area, and also where I didn't have quite enough to lay down all across over here, I just made huge mounds around these trees to keep the soil temperature cooler there, and that really seemed to help. And then just making sure that they're consistently watered. Supposedly after 2 years, as long as you have average rainfall, you don't even need to water these trees as adults. And that was another reason I planted them here. So I will have to water them a little. And like this morning, I had a 20-gallon container under a roof line that was full from monsoon rain. And I bucket watered all of these guys their drink. The wood chips are pretty wet right now, but I don't know that we had enough rain last night to really soak into the ground well, so I want to make sure that they have a little supplement. I have a few standout moringas, but 2 particularly are quite large. This one right here in front of us is just enormous. She's almost 5 feet tall, and she has a proper tree trunk now. She's getting tree bark on it even. And she's collarbone high on me now. I'm 5'4", and I'm standing on a layer of mulch that's at least 4 inches deep right here. Maybe more. It started out as more of this compacted with all the rain, and but she's gonna be close to 6 feet soon, and once she gets past that, she'll clear the wall. She doesn't have far to go at all. And neither do the rest of these trees. They're quickly getting some height to them. I can't say enough about them.